there, YouTube. I'll be back for another video here on the Pagan Perspective, and this week's topic is permaculture and the environments that we live in. Just to get the first part of the question out of the way, no, I don't really engage in any permaculture. I don't really have too much of a green thumb. I haven't really even got into the whole idea of growing anything. I had a hydroponics bay one time, and it was the most amazing thing ever, but then I forgot to buy the pods, and the thing became a mess, and it just sat there and got kind of a bit nasty, so I just threw the thing away. The second part of the question asks, what climate am I in? And I'm on the east coast of the United States, near Washington, D.C., so we get a lot of very humid summers. We've been getting some pretty wild storms now, so our climate seems to be changing a bit, but we do get fall, we get winter, we get all of the season. Neither of them are particularly extreme until just this past year, where we've been getting a lot of tornadoes kind of in the area. So that's a bit weird. How does the climate, this is the final part of the question, how does the climate affect my practice? Well, it depends. Probably won't do many bonfires when the weather is extreme as far as like cold. There were times a couple of years ago where it would get down to like 16 degrees, and that's like super, super cold. It's almost to the point where you can throw water in the air and have it freeze and have it come back down. In fact, there's a couple of videos of people doing that out in the Midwest when they got really, really cold out there as well, like way below zero and things. How I would handle ritual, that is kind of, if it's weather that's bad, that's kind of how it would change things. I have seen people who were excited about electrical storms because they prefer to use the energy. I have a couple of friends that prefer that energy as well, and I actually ran into a yoga instructor recently at a doctor's office where she too loves the energy of thunderstorms. So thunderstorm seems to be in for some people depending on how they work with energy. I would say that my favorite time of year would be kind of right on the cusp of spring and summer, just because I like it when it's cool. I like sunny weather, and I like the energy of the sun, especially when it hits my skin. It feels so good. Actually, some of the best sun I've ever had is when I went to Thailand. It's so crazy how that sun is so strong. It has a real strong kick or sting to it almost. And I do love soaking up rays and getting vitamin D, no pun intended, from
vitamin D
from the sun. So again, it would be the cusp of summer, spring. I love that. I love that cool, and lots of light. My least favorite, I don't think I have a least favorite. I do love when it's, because I know there's a lot of people out there who choose winter as like their least favorite just because of the idea of things being dead. But I like that time of year because I'm always looking forward to the sun coming back. There's always this magical feeling in my like chest when I think about the sun coming back and extremely warm again, and it reminded me of what it feels like when I have that warmth on my skin. I don't like wet weather too much, so if it's lots and lots and lots of rain, that kind of bothers me. It gets me a little depressed. I don't really like rainy weeks. And if it rains for a whole month, oh my gosh, everything is so dank and wet. I'm not a big fan of that. I love warm weather. So I think it just about answers the question for me. I will see you guys back here next week on Friday, and I guess I'll pass the question off to you guys. Like, what is your favorite season? How does the weather affect your particular practice? If anyone who is watching this outside of the United States, I would love to know. Go ahead and put down below, where you are and how your climate has changed, if at all. I know climate change is a big deal for a lot of the world, so that's another thing I want to know. If your climate's changed, if it's getting crazy, if you're getting weird weather, storms, or what have you, go ahead and put that down below. Let us know where you are and explain what you've seen. If you can get into detail about the extremes, if there's been any storms that have been named, such as how we name hurricanes, I would love to know that as well. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next week. Blessed be.